What's going on, guys? Good afternoon. Damon Gonzalez, Latinbox Sports, here in the studios this afternoon, man. It's great to be back. Great to be online with everybody. Thank you, WBC, man. Awesome, man. Giving me this mask, hooking me up, man. It's pretty awesome that the WBC send me this, man. It's really nice of them. I'd like to thank them, Stephen Blay, for doing such a nice thing, man. It's such a great gesture, and I appreciate it. We're all one boxing community, one boxing family, and we have to just keep on punching. Keep on punching. This is really awesome for everybody that we're able to just communicate through social media. It's been so awesome that you see so many fighters, so many promoters, Eddie Hearn, everybody's out there in social media and connecting with one another. I strongly recommend that just tune in, man, because this is a good time and opportunity where you get to hear the fighters. You get to hear the people in the sport behind the scenes, before and after the bell rings. This is what it's all about. You get the thoughts. You get to hear great interviews, all kinds of things that are related again to the sport of boxing to keep us going. Because to really some tough times, and we pray that everybody stays safe and do everything you need to do to take care of yourselves and your family, and we'll all get through this. I'm going to be joined today by a very special guest, man. Really awesome fighter. I get to see this guy fight in Florida. He fought in Kissimmee, Florida, and he's a top-ranked fighter, Adam Lopez, Blunose. Let me tell you, I shot the photography for that fight, and boy, it was such an action-packed fight. I was really excited. It was awesome to see him perform right in front of me. It's so nice when you watch these guys on TV, on Fox or ESPN, and you see them fight. It's great. You start to like the fighters and what have you. But when you're right in front of the ring and you're live and you're seeing these guys throw the punches and punches landing and how they slip punches and do everything they need to do what they can to try to win the fight, it's just great, man. It's great for the sport. It's great for all of us, So hopefully Adam's going to be joining us very, very soon. And we'll be able to get him on the line any minute. But again, like I said, man, I wish everybody well, man. I want everybody to continue to just connect, man. Connect and keep the positivity going, I mean, it's so funny because now everybody sees so many fighters that, are legends in the sport today. They're starting to come out and say, hey, wait a minute, maybe I got some left in the tank. I'm not, personally, I'm not exactly sure about that. I mean, it could be tough for anybody. I'm not a boxer, and I'm sure it could be tough for anybody later on in life to try to come back to such a dedicated, violent sport, because it's a very dangerous sport. So it's not for everybody, Anyway, give us kindly a few more minutes and we'll have Adam on with us. And see right here. I'd like to thank all my friends that follow us. I'd like to thank my colleagues, of course, like always, Supreme Boxing. I'd like to thank Sidestep Boxing, Front Proof Media, so many people out there, Boxing Playhouse, all our friends out there that continue to do what they do. Keep on getting it out there. Keep on reaching out to fighters. And hold on right here. I think I got Adam here trying to get her on the lines. I apologize for any delay. All right. But we got some good stuff coming up, man. I got Coach Rozier. Got Coach Rozier coming on soon, and that's going to be awesome to have him come on with us, exactly. And got Buddy McGirt coming back on, which is going to be pretty cool to have Buddy McGirt. And let's see, we should be able to get the champ to come on any minute. I apologize again for the delay. And here we go. Let's get the champion online with us. All right. Adam, good afternoon.
Hello, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going, champ?
It's going good.
Adam, thank you for joining us on the Slip Punches show, man. It's really great to see you.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me.
Let's start off by asking, of course, man, how are you doing and how's your family? Of course, hoping and dealing like everybody else with this situation.
We're all staying busy. Luckily my mom's still working, my brother's still working. We're just taking it day by day, seeing what's gonna happen next. Just staying busy, making sure we got everything we need. Making sure we're all healthy and fine, taking the precautions that everyone needs to be taking, wearing the mask and social distancing and all that. But other than that, we're doing good. We're adapting to what we got to go through.
I'll tell you what, November has been the last time since you've been in the ring. And it's been a few months, of course, that went by and the holidays went by. Now that you have time to reflect, think about your career and what have you. How do you feel about everything you've accomplished to this point?
I feel good. This is exactly where I knew I would be, taking the route that I took, turning pro, and the way I did it. I kind of came up the hard way. I took hard fights early on, and I wanted to challenge myself. And the reason being was so I could get my name out there faster than usual, and it's working. This is exactly where I wanted to be. I put myself in this position with a great team around me. I got a great coach, a great management team. Um, this is where I worked so hard to be at, and now I'm finally here, and now it's time to set some new goals and go after bigger names now. And now I'm in a position where I got a little more power on my side, and people want to see me fight. So this is exactly how I wanted it to go down. I just got to take advantage now.
Adam, I had the privilege last year. You came down with Top Rank to Florida, and
Yes.
you fought in Florida, and I was shooting ringside with Mikey with Top Rank, and it was the first time I got to see you perform in the ring live. And I'll tell you what, man, you're a beast. You're a
Thank
monster.
you.
You're in the ring. I believe you were fighting Rivera in that fight. And
Yes, Rivera.
there was a lot of things about your style and your element and how you fight as a young fighter. Man, when that light bulb goes on, man, talk about that. I mean, you're just exciting to watch.
Yeah, I mean, to finish a fighter, some fighters got it, some fighters don't, and it'll show once the time comes. And as soon as I saw I had him hurt, uh, I didn't even have any second thoughts. I didn't have a thought about getting tired. I think I threw about 100 punches at the end of that round. Um, I knew that was going to be a very tough fight. I knew Rivera was going to be a very tough opponent. They actually offered me to fight him almost like close to 10 months before that fight, before I was with Top Rank. And me and my team turned it down. They gave me like 2 weeks notice, and I wasn't really in the best shape. And I was like, I could beat this kid, but it's a tough fight on 2 weeks. And then boom, I went with a different fight, and then I finally got signed with Top Rank, and they offered me the kid again. I said, look, this is a good fight. I like this fight. Kid's tough. The only way I'll fight him is if we put a little belt on the line to hopefully get me ranked. And they agreed to it. So I said, okay, let's do it. I didn't care where it was, if it was in his hometown or this and that. I just knew I could beat the kid, and I believe in myself, so I took it, and it showed. It was a very, very tough fight. I think one of my best performances.
Yeah, absolutely. I could totally agree with that. And on social media, Instagram, all over social media, one thing I recognize, man, you are really, truly a fan favorite. Your fans love you, man. And man, talk about that rapport with your followers, man. Give them a
Um,
shout out and just give them your appreciation and your thoughts.
I really appreciate it. I feel like in today's boxing business, there's a lot of fighters that want to pick and choose and this and that, and they don't want to take the tough fights. And I feel like the fans who recognize what I'm doing, they really appreciate it. Almost like bringing boxing back to the old days. When the best fought the best. It's just how it was. Everyone, if you were the number one spot, you're gonna fight number 2 spot. That's just how it was. There's no picking and choosing. You just
Right.
gotta fight.
Absolutely.
And I feel like they really appreciate that from me, knowing I'm never gonna turn down a fight. I'm here to fight, and I'm gonna put on a great show. I'm an exciting fighter. I know I am. I like to kind of mess around in there a little bit, but I get the job done and I have fun while I'm doing it.
Adam, once the wraps are on and you make that walk to the ring, what's your tools of war? What's your favorite, not endorsement, but your favorite glove? And you look the punch it, and you're like, this is it.
Grants. Grants my glove. I love Grants.
The knockout glove.
Yeah, those are. I've tried. I've tried Rivals. I've tried Everlast. I've tried Reyes. I've tried Pro Boxing gloves. Um, they're all good. They're all really good gloves. It's just preference, but I don't know. Something with Grants, they just feel very, very comfortable. I can make a good fist in them. And I've never hurt my hands in Grants. I think in other gloves I've hurt my hands. But Grants, they just feel right.
That's awesome. That's great to hear from you, Adam.
Thank
Another
you.
thing I want to ask you is chemistry. Let's talk about the relationship that you were able at this stage of your career to develop with the legend, with James Buddy McGirt. Having him in your corner with your team and producing and doing what you're doing. Everyone
Buddy,
has setbacks, let's face it. But you know what? I believe you're right where you need to be. Talk about that chemistry.
Buddy McGirt he's a blessing to have in my corner. I'm so thankful to have Buddy right there with me no matter what, wherever I'm at, whether it's boxing or it's life. He's always there for me no matter what, and I appreciate everything he does for me, for his family. Buddy's a great guy, inside and out. I've been working with Buddy, I think, since my 4th professional fight. So we've been, through I think about 2, almost 3 years, about 3 years now. We work hard together every single day, And he's a funny guy. He's always cracking jokes in the gym. So he's cool to be around. But when it's time to get to work, it's time to get to work, and he's very serious when it's about his work. And when he's being serious. He doesn't let things when you're sparring. If you're messing up, he does not allow it. He does not allow it at all. On the bag, it doesn't matter where you're at. But we're at a point now where I know what he wants from me. And even when I do mess up, I'm going to mess up eventually. Every time I slip up, I'm like, oh, damn, I messed up. And I look at him like, I got you. Don't worry. I'm going to fix it. So we're always on the same page in the gym, sparring, fights. We're always on the same page. I know what he wants from me. So I'm going to go out there and perform and do it my best. So it's just, it takes time to build a bond like that, because you go around to different coaches, they're going to want this and that. But me and Buddy, we're on the same page, and I train fighters myself. So whatever I'm learning, I teach my fighters so it's basically just getting passed down from Buddy McGirt. So for me to really truly understand what he wants me to do, I got to be able to teach it. So when I'm teaching it, I know what he wants. So we're on the same page no matter what.
I'll tell you what, Adam, the patient game. Again, permit me to say, we are all going through tough times in our country and all over the world. How's training going? What is your regimen as far as, are you staying safe? Are you like ready to go?
Yeah, I always try to maintain my weight within 10 to 12 pounds. During quarantine, the gyms, we have a private gym that is open still. And just for the first few weeks, I didn't want to go in there just because I know there was a lot of people in and out before the quarantine. So I stayed home and I just went on runs and I just worked out at home. But now I'm back to training, back to regular training every day, with Buddy and my coach Ivan, and we got the team in there. We're working, but yeah, I'm staying ready, and I actually just talked to Top Rank, and I might be fighting mid-June. So they gave me about a month. They said, could Adam be ready in a month? And Buddy said, yep, he'll be ready. So we're getting ready for whatever they got coming. We're still waiting for the exact date, the opponent, and all the details, but we're aiming towards mid-June, so hopefully I'll be back in the ring in another 4 or 5 weeks.
Now, please, and correct my assessment. You truly seem like a fighter. Just looking at your career and your pedigree, you don't care if the fight's on the moon. You want to fight. Is that correct?
Yeah, I want to get in there and work on what we've been working on. I love you put the hard work in, and then when you get to the fight and everything you trained on, it just starts clicking. It's a feeling that you can't find nowhere else. Controlling a fight, having fun in there, doing it for the fans on TV, whatever it is. There's no other feeling I can find that from. And boxing, it just keeps me sane, I guess you could say.
So, of course, again, in addition to the changes and everything, behind closed doors, events with no fans, what are your personal thoughts of these things that will eventually transpire in the next month or two? What are your thoughts?
I think it's something definitely we all got to get used to. It's gonna be weird at first, it's gonna kind of feel like we're in a gym sparring. Um, I don't know. I'm just gonna take it for what it is and just be ready for everything and anything that comes. I know they're gonna have to do testing probably almost every day to make sure that the fighters are safe and they're not spreading nothing. And I can't really tell. I don't have all the details on it. I'm gonna get ready for my fight. If they want me to get tested every day, I'll get tested. I don't care what I gotta do. I'll do what I gotta do to get in that ring. And as long as everyone goes home safe and healthy, and that's all that matters.
Absolutely. Yeah, I appreciate that feedback, Adam. That's really important. Adam, for the people that are listening and the people out there in the boxing community, how can people follow you on social media?
I'm on Facebook. You can find me at Adam Lopez. Instagram is Blunose Lopez. That's BLUNOSE LOPEZ. Those are the only really. Oh, I do have a Twitter actually. I'm not too active on Twitter, but I got a Twitter. It's Adam_B_Lopez. So Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can catch me on that. I'll put most of my stuff up on Instagram and Facebook, and every now and then on Twitter. But yeah, you can follow me right there and keep updated with what I'm doing and how my training's going and when the next fight is.
Man, Adam, I'll tell you what, down in Florida after the fight, when the referee raised your hand and I saw that regional green belt on you, that young WBC belt on you, man. What are your thoughts thinking with the goals to come, looking at all the sanctioned bodies, man? How much do you want to be a champion?
I want to be a champ, man. I was hoping this year I can get another either title eliminator or title shot or something, but with everything that's going on, hopefully by next year I can get something around my waist. So this year I just got to get in the top 10. That's my goal this year, is get in the top 10 in whatever it is, WBC, WBA, IBO, IBF, whatever I can get. I want to get in the top 10 somewhere and get my name on the map and start knocking on the door for a world title. So hopefully by next year I should definitely have one.
Definitely out there in social media. I never see you out there involved with that whole trash talking stuff. You're all about business. You're all about, as soon as you get the call, you're ready to go.
Exactly. I mean, in there it's business. I got nothing against the fighters. Whatever if they want to trash talk, they can trash talk. It's on them. At the end of the day, it's business. This is a sport we all love. We all love to watch. We all love to get into and be a part of. It's a great sport. At the end of the day, it's a great sport. You meet so many great people doing it. So for me, it's nothing personal. I'm gonna go in there and do what I got to do. You're gonna go in there and do what you got to do. We're gonna see who's best.
Take us back to that time, Adam, when you got that call or you got that face to face and Top Rank gave the interest to you. Bring us back to that. How did that transpire for you in your career?
Which fight was that?
When Top Rank wanted to sign you.
Oh, so I was in a situation with my former manager. Um, I wasn't with the promoter. I was getting TV fights, but I was always on the B side, and I was always fighting these undefeated fighters, and I was beating them. But it was just tough fights, and I was getting paid nothing. I was getting paid like $2,000 to fight on TV. Like it just I and when I was doing it, I didn't see nothing wrong with it. I was like, oh, I get a fight on TV, I get this, that, whatever. It's great, great exposure. But when I took it now, when I'm looking back at it, it was not very smart of me to take those early on fights and to take it for such low money. And after my first loss, I stopped getting the calls for TV fights. They didn't want me on TV no more. They're like, yeah, that's it. So we started taking little local shows and taking fights. And the thing that I really don't like is when I'm getting ready for a fight and the week of the fight gets canceled. I'm cutting weight, I'm getting ready, I'm sparring, I'm a few pounds away from my weight, and then boom, the fight's canceled. So I'm like, okay, so I'm not getting paid, I'm not getting the fight. Well, why does this keep happening? And I started picking Buddy's brain, like, what do I got to do, Buddy, to like really get in a good position and be on the A side rather than the B side. He's like, you need to get a promoter. I was like, all right, well, who's our options? What could we do? He's like, all right, let me call Carl Moretti from Top Rank. So we called up Carl and he said, look, Carl, I got a kid that I want you to take a look at and possibly sign. And he said, let me ask you something, Carl. When have I ever told you to sign somebody? And Carl said, never. He's like, this is the one. This is the one you got to sign. So they gave me a tryout fight. They offered me a fight. This was back in 2018. I think November 2018. They gave me a tough kid. And I went out there. The kid's never been stopped. And I took him to the last round, the 8th round. I finally stopped him. And then the following few days after that, Top Rank, they were calling and they gave me a contract. And we negotiated and then we finally signed the deal. And I was like, cool. Now we're in a good spot. I'm protected. I got a promoter and a great promoter, one of the best. So that's kind of how that all went about. Buddy really reached out and put his neck out on the line for me and got a contract for me.
Adam, that's awesome. Listen, we're not going to take too much of your time, but we really appreciate you coming on with us, and we hope to have you back.
Yeah, of course. I'd love to be back.
Definitely, man. Everybody follow Adam Lopez, man, up and coming star. He is a star, man. It's so nice to talk to you, and thank you so much, man, for coming on the Split Punches Show.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right. God bless, Adam. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, everybody, for joining in the Split Punches Show. That was Adam Lopez from Top Rank. We had a great time. We'll be back shortly. Appreciate you. God bless.